I'm making this video on a story I have about my encounter with possible extraterrestrial happenings. Now, this happened like 30 years ago, and this is no BS. I mean, this has really actually happened. So, I was in New Mexico in around 1992, 1993. And I was working for Schwann's. It's a food company that it's kind of specialty foods, you know. But then they have like pizzas, Red Baron pizzas, I remember, Freshetta. Just it's a food company. They drive the yellow trucks around. So I'm working at this place in 92, 93 in New Mexico, in Albuquerque. And I was a loader, so I had to go in at 11 o'clock at night, and I would work till 7 o'clock in the morning. Well, one night, we have some overhead bay lights that would sit on top of the trucks, be over the trucks, and I'm working, and the trucks are put in the bay, and then I'm working to put the food in the doors of the truck, and I think it's like a 2x4 light fixture was above the trucks. And one night there was dead silence. There was no wind, there was no rain, there was no crazy weather. But all of a sudden, the lights started swinging back and forth. And at first it was one light, and then it turned into the next, there were three lights because there's three bays. So one light started swinging, and then the next light on the other truck started swinging. And it didn't happen all at once. It happened one after another. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't understand it. It didn't make any sense to me at all that these lights had just begun swinging by themselves. But and it only happened for a week straight. But during that time, I remember looking up, and I was working with somebody else, and I remember looking up and seeing something like shooting across the sky. It didn't look like a plane because it was going too quick, and it didn't look like a strobe or anything like that. It just looked like a light that was darting real fast from one spot to the next spot to the next spot. And the weird thing about it is, it happened during this week when those lights, every night, almost at the same time, they would start swinging. And I just thought it was really strange. I never understood what it was, but I do remember that those lights up in the sky stopped when the lights on the overhead of the trucks stopped swinging. So, and New Mexico is a pretty strange place as far as when you look up at the sky and you can see some pretty weird stuff going on. I don't know anything about Area 51 or any of that stuff that goes on out there, but I do know that something, I don't know if it would be like maybe electromagnetic. I mean, I have a degree in electrical. I've gone through electrical theory. I've gone through everything that has to do with electrical installation and the theory behind electricity. But even with that education, I still never understood why these lights were swinging back and forth in these bays and what those lights were above in the sky. So that's just a little story I had. if anybody else has had anything like that happen, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's somebody that has seen some weird stuff, especially out in like the Nevada, New Mexico area. I definitely saw something in the sky that looked like, I don't know what it was. It didn't look like a ship. It just looked like lights darting in the sky. So, and then the lights swinging above the bays of the trucks that I worked at was really bizarre too. So, I've never had any. I've never understood what it was, or why it happened or how it happened, but that's just my story on something that happened back in almost about 30 years ago over the skies of New Mexico in Albuquerque, and in working for Schwann's, the food company, where our lights started swinging back and forth with no explanation at all. So that's my story. That's my little, I don't know if it's an alien story, but just a story on something that I saw years ago and over the skies of New Mexico. All right, thanks for watching.